Hi honeys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is officially the first episode of a series that I'm calling Threads of Wisdom, where I will be sharing my entrepreneurial journey and how I stay on top of my mental health while chasing the bag. And let me tell you, babe, this episode is messy, but I definitely had fun shooting this. Do subscribe, like, and turn on your notification bells for when I upload the next video. Enjoy! Welcome to my live. I'm so nervous. I can't think of anything right now. I'm really sweating. Okay, you know what? Let's just do this right now. My mind is blank, but I'm gonna say a prayer and then we're going to start. Okay? Oh, I'm sweating. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you that we're finally here. Thank you that you're going to use me as your vessel. I don't even have words right now, but I just want to say thank you for this moment. Thank you that I finally got the courage to do this. I hope that this gets to whoever it's meant for. And I hope that your will may be done through me. Amen. Let's do this. I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh. All right. I am sweating like crazy. I'll be right back. First of all, look at my outfit, guys. Don't I look cute? Don't I look cute? Okay, let's do this. So, hi! So, welcome to my first live. This live is called Threads of Wisdom, where I'm going to be sharing my story, my history of... Thank you, Ivan! Sorry, I can't really see your comments because my other phone is like sitting... Okay, where it's sitting, I can't see the comments on my other phone. So, you guys just bear with me. I will respond whenever I see one. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. Anyway, as I was saying, this live is called Threads of Wisdom, where I'll be sharing my entrepreneurial journey, and hopefully in like episode 3, I'll have a guest come over and join us to share their entrepreneurial journey and how they deal with their mental health, right? I've never shared my entrepreneurial history on my personal page, but I'm sure that everyone on my business account is they know the ins and outs because I'm always talking about it there. But for a little background, so I started my business in 2018. Yes, it was 2018 was it 2019? Sorry, 2019. I started my business in 2019 with a friend, and we started out by selling earrings, and the business was going great, only that when you don't know your direction and you're only doing something for money, it doesn't really work out. You sort of get lost somewhere along the way. And yeah, the person I was working with wasn't as serious about the business as I was, so I had to let that one go. And then I tried again selling, what was I selling? I think it was thrifted clothes. Oh, I started again selling my own clothes because I had like a whole bunch of things in my closet that I wasn't using. So I started off by selling my clothes, the clothes that were in my closet, and that was going well. The only issue with that was that it was only my size. Most of the clothes that I had in my closet was my size. So I was like, okay, since business is doing great, let's go and buy other things. So I went and bought thrifted clothes, and it wasn't easy, guys. It was really hard selling clothes, considering that I didn't know what I was doing. And back then, I think I was so much in my head about how everything should look like, the packaging and all these things that you find on social media. When you go on YouTube and look up how to start up a business, they give you all these things that you need to keep in mind, like packaging and all these other things that you have to do, that really when you're starting out you don't even have the budget for, especially if you're starting out and you're doing things by yourself and you're just a newbie and you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't really help all the stuff that is online about starting a business. Yo, I am sweating here. Anyway, so yeah, so I went from selling my clothes to selling, I think it was jackets or something. Then lockdown started, and then I started selling denim jackets, and let me tell you guys, that business bloomed. Like, it was hot. I was making the bag, but you know what the problem was? I didn't know how to manage my finances, and I was mixing business with pleasure. So yeah, it didn't work out. But that business was definitely it, because when they say if you're buying things to resell, you must definitely buy it at a certain price so that you can make profit off of what you're selling. And I was definitely making profit, but I kept on mixing business with pleasure, so things did not work out. And also, I was so in my head about making sure that I give my clients what they wanted that I didn't think about how that would affect me in the long run, right? Something I learned in business is that, sure, the customer is always right, but then you also have to do things that will help your business grow, because you can't please every client that you get, and you have to set boundaries with yourself and even in the business, so that you don't get caught up in the hype of the client wants this, the client wants that, so you gotta go and get what the client wants. And that used to stress me out so much. It used to stress me out so much, because you know what would happen? I'd get a DM and someone would be like, I want let's say a gray jacket, and I will go out of my way to find a gray jacket, and then when I buy the gray jacket and then bring it back to sell it, they don't want it anymore. Or you'll DM the person and they're nowhere to be found. Now I have a gray jacket and it's not even in the size that lots of people can order. So now I have a bunch of clothes in my, what are they called? I have a bunch of clothes that nobody wants. And that kept on happening for like a year. And then I was like, no, this work is not for me. I'm not going to keep on buying clothes and selling clothes, and then nobody's going to buy. And so I rebranded. I decided that I was going to finally do this tailoring business thing. And listen, I was excited. I was like, I went all out. I think I invested all the money I had saved up. I invested everything I had into starting my own tailoring business, my own fashion line. And tell me why it flopped. It flopped so bad. Okay, but wait, to be fair, it didn't flop because I wasn't putting in the effort, or because I didn't try. It flopped because I think the timing was wrong. Like, you know how they say right place, wrong time? So the timing was just completely off, because that time in my life there was so much happening. We had decided finally that we would relocate to South Africa, so I had to sort of start preparing to relocate, and that took about a year to do all of that. So I didn't really have the time to focus all my energy on the business. And even what I did, the time that I did have to put into the business, I was just exhausted half the time. So I never really got the chance to really like put all my energy into the business. So yeah, we relocated, and then here we are again. I'm starting over. I think this is the 5th time or the 4th time that I'm starting over. And let me tell you, that's a story for another day. But today we're going to talk about the lessons that I learned having to start over like 5 times. Something that is definitely I've seen is prevalent for me over the years that I started doing this thing is that I would give up too fast. Problem number 1. When things would get really hard or things would get really frustrating, I would give up. I'd be like, yeah, this is not for me. Maybe it's not the time for this. Business is not for me. And then I would just drop everything and go and look for the next best thing. And I think that has been one of the reasons why I haven't really gone as far as I wanted to, because I would give up really fast, unfortunately. Yeah. And with business, if you really want to go far, if you really want people to take you seriously, because it's not that I wasn't putting in the effort. It's not that I wasn't doing all the right things. I was paying for marketing. I was taking pictures. Like, I was making sure that my pictures were clean. I was using all these captions. I was doing the most. Like, I even had my own packaging. Like, I had everything that they said I should have, but still, I was doing too much and not being as consistent as I was supposed to be, which even right now, I realize that when something gets really tough for me, I just drop it like it's hot. Like, whoop, bye-bye, it's not for me. And sitting down and thinking about all the things that I did wrong in the process of doing this entrepreneurial thing, giving up real quick is my number 1 problem, or was my number 1 problem. Number 2 is not having, how can I put it? English has gone. Anyway, but number 2 is definitely mixing business with pleasure, right? Because as I was saying, I made my money when I started selling denim jackets. Like, the bag was coming in. I remember from the money I made, there was a month where I made 10,000 Kenyan shillings. Like, it wasn't even the whole month. It was like in a span of 2 weeks, I made 10,000 Kenyan shillings, right? And listen, I took myself and my loved one on a vacation with that money. Oh, and also I bought my first ring light, which is the one I'm still using right now. But that first 10,000 Kenyan shillings I made, oh, listen, I ate that bag. And I think that was also a problem. I was really quick to like spend the money. When the money came, I want to spend the money, okay? I like soft life. So I would spend my money the moment it arrived. And that is definitely something I'm working on even right now, because I like nice things, y'all. And I can't help it. But definitely number 2 was the fact that I was always really quick to spend the bag. And that's not how a business grows. A business does not grow as fast as we want it to if we're always ready to spend whatever profits that we make. And that's definitely something I've been working on. And listen, business requires discipline. Another kind of discipline that I've never seen or experienced in my whole life. The kind of discipline that is needed to get things done in a business. It's just, it still goes over my head. Till date, it's just like, this is too much for a baby girl. I wasn't made for this life. But anyway, mixing business with pleasure, guys, don't do it. Don't do it. Be disciplined. If you need someone, if you're like me, I struggle to keep books. I don't know how people keep books, y'all. Like right now, my brother's doing it because he's very much into those things. As for me, I don't know how to keep books. Mathematics was not my strongest suit since primary school. So if you need help in that department, even as you're starting, get that help, okay? Get that help to keep your books, because keeping books is what will make or break your business. When you keep books, it tells you where your money is going, where you're spending all of your money on. And also it tells you if you're making profit, if you're having more expenses than actually making the profit. And it tells you where you need to like nip and add and all of that. I wasn't keeping books. I mean, I tried. I would start off well, and then somewhere along the way I'd just be like, this is too much for a baby girl, and I would leave the whole damn thing and just continue with my life like nothing happened. Listen, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Anyway, another thing that I would say I was doing completely wrong, like completely wrong. Do not put the expectation that your family is going to help your business grow. Don't do it. Don't start your business depending on family or people who are closest to you, because what it does is it keeps you trapped, right? The probability of the people around you being in the same financial situation as you are is very high, right? And you can't have a client based on your family or your close relatives or your close friends, right? You must have a clientele that is like not them, basically. Your clientele should not be your family or your close relatives. It should be someone, it should be people who are in a totally different class or in a totally different, guys, what's the word? You get what I mean. But anyway, that's definitely something that I was, ooh, child, let me tell you. I just last year realized that it's a thing. It's an inbuilt thing that needs to be cut, like work on it. Do not expect your family to support you. Do not expect your friends to support you. Do not expect anyone close to you to buy from you or to be your number one fan or like to hype your products online. Don't do it, because you're gonna be mad. You're gonna cry premium tears. Yo, ask me. I have stories, pun stories. I'll tell you later on. But listen, do not put the success of your business on your family. Okay? I realized that because I kept on like expecting that it would be my family who would support me, or expecting that it would be the people around me who would support me. It kept me pricing my things in just one bracket. It kept me stuck in one place, and that is one of the reasons why I was always undercharging for my services. Listen, I'm very passionate about what I do. Hey, like I go in 1,001%, and I'm a perfectionist. I can't help it. I like things to look presentable. I work on, I believe in what you want to receive is what you must give out. So I put all my energy in what I do. So that's why my packaging is always on point. I have that thank you note. I even have these little affirmation cards that I give when my clients buy from me. I love them so much. I made it all by myself too. Anyway, the point is, if you're like me and you're very, very passionate about what you do not base your clientele. Your niche should not be your family members. It should not be the people around you. It should be people who are like in a class different of your own, okay? So that it will also challenge you to really put yourself out there. It will also like, you'll be on your toes when you realize that people who you are not used to are actually the people who are buying from you. And it will put you in rooms that you would not use, that your family members won't put you. Because let's be real, Africans, we don't put ourselves in those rooms. We don't know how to network ourselves. Like, let's say there's someone in your family who's working in like UNICEF, you'd really find that it is that same family member who will take you and put you in that same room with the people who will give you that job. So yeah, that's tip number 3. Or rather, mistake number 3. Mistake number 4 is not giving myself enough grace. Yeah, I wasn't giving myself enough grace. Anytime I made a mistake, I would beat myself up for making that mistake. I would really yeah, my mind, your mind is a trap, okay? Once you believe everything that you think about or everything that you believe that is negative about yourself, running a business will keep that wheel running so fast. Like, I don't know how to put it in words, but if you struggle with anxiety, if you struggle with overthinking, if you struggle with perfectionism, if you struggle with depression, and you decide to run a business, or even with ADHD, and you decide to run a business, child, a business will triple all those feelings, all those emotions. It will triple it, and it will make a situation this tiny, like a pin drop, look like a ball. And I was not ready for how impactful running a business, like I wasn't ready for how running a business would impact my mind. And already I struggle with anxiety, I struggle with depression, so I struggle with overthinking, I struggle with perfectionism. So all of that, child, let me tell you, it's been hard up in here. As I was saying, when I would make a mistake, I would really beat myself down for making that mistake. I would really be like, maybe I'm not made for this. You know, why, how did I fail in doing this? I did the research, I have the resources. What's the problem? Why am I not good at it? How comes I wasn't able to get it right the first time? Like, I would beat myself up and spend so much time focused on all the things I did wrong rather than applauding myself for the things I actually did right. And there are things I actually did right, like the packaging thing. That's my favorite part. Like, I really went in on how I present my products. I love it there. But anyway, I really beat myself up every time I did a mistake. And let me tell you what running a business will do. It'll make you feel so unworthy of anything. It'll make you feel so unworthy of pricing your products the right way. It'll make you feel so unworthy of networking yourself, because when somebody will ask you a question about your business and you've been in a funk about your business, you'll suddenly not know what you do. You'll suddenly not know. Guys, I'll share more about that in another episode, but if you choose to do this, right, like I did, be prepared to be at war with your mind about a lot of things that you really don't need to be at war with. And that is something I was not ready for. Like, when you go on YouTube and you check out other people's business endeavors, how they made it, and like the advice they give you, they don't tell you that your mental health is going to be super duper affected. They don't tell you that part. They don't tell you that the success of your business is based on how mentally stable you are. Nobody tells you that. Like, I just learned the other day, like 2 weeks ago, there's a book I'm reading. I'll share it on my stories when I'm done. There's a book I'm reading. I just realized that my money mindset was all wrong. I just realized that my self-image was all wrong. And those are the things affecting how I viewed my business so much. Like, I did not running a business is like going for therapy. Only that if you're doing it alone, there's no one to advise you. Oh, I'm laughing, but it's serious. gone through in my mind in order to even be here right now. Like, for instance, this Threads of Wisdom thing, business conversation thing that I am starting today, it's been on my heart since I decided to start a business 5 years ago. And I never took the leap of faith. I was just like, I'm so unqualified. I know nothing about business. I just started. Why? Like, God put this thing on my heart since the beginning. And I thought so low of myself. I thought I was so unworthy, so underqualified, that I found a reason to not start this thing. I found a reason. There was a reason. And unfortunately, the Lord, he has a thing that he does. When he wants you to do something, you're going to do it whether you want to do it or not. And I'm so grateful because he is the most consistent thing in my life right now. Like, moving to South Africa has been a blessing. But anyway, as I was saying, if you're thinking about starting a business or you're running a business right now, I'm sorry that no one told you that your mental health is the most important thing that you need to be in control of while you do this thing. Because if you're not in control of your mental health and your mental health is in control of you, you will not win, my love. You will not win. You will be trapped like I've been. You will never think that you're enough. You will never price your products the right way. You'll never feel that anything that you do is enough to get to where you actually want to be. You will have all the goals. Everything you'll be doing will be right. But you would be so burnt out in trying to do everything the right way. And you'll never succeed because of your mental health. And I did start this little thing, this little community of mine to just help other entrepreneurs out there, you know, to have someone to just ask questions to, and just to have other stories to relate to, because running a business is kind of lonely, especially if you're doing it alone. It gets really lonely having to do it by yourself, and it can feel like you're trapped in this cycle of never ending giving and giving and giving and giving and not getting anything in return, which is what happens when you don't know your worth, you don't know what you bring to the table, or you devalue what you bring to the table, and you never see yourself as someone worthy enough to actually earn the big bucks. And it takes a lot of self-reflection and holding yourself accountable for the role that you play in your own demise, for you to put your best foot forward and say, we're doing it and there's no other way. Like, I had to come to terms with the fact that if I don't price my products the right way and I don't put myself out there the way I'm supposed to, I will never make the millions that I've been searching for. I will never achieve the lifestyle that I desire. And unfortunately, it all lies in pricing your products the right way and putting yourself out there in a way that you even take yourself so seriously and people take you seriously. And yeah, and I think we're on problem number 4, or is it 5? I can't keep track. When I'll edit it, I'll put it in. But another thing that I realized I was definitely slacking in is consistency. Oh. It's paining me to say it out loud. Because, when you realize you're the problem, I've been the problem. It's me. I'm just putting it out there. It's me. I'm the problem. It's not my clients. It's not the passion I have, because you can have passion, but your strategy is crap, which my strategy has been crap. Yeah, consistency, right? So The reason why consistency is really, really, really important in having a successful business is because when people see that you are your number one fan, they take you seriously. They might not buy, they might not like comment, but when they see that you are your biggest fan, like you are the number one person to hype your products up, then the probability of them sending someone else to your page or coming back when they actually have the money to buy from you is higher. And it sounds like an excuse, but I know why I wasn't consistent. I wasn't consistent, number one, because I would make mistakes and beat myself up for it and not fix it. I would just beat myself up for it, and yeah, it would stay there. Number two, I wasn't consistent back then because I would feel really, really bad when I wouldn't make sales. Like I used to attach my value to making sales. Like I used to feel that if I'm not making, if people are not buying from me, then I'm not good at what I do. Then my products are not good enough. Like I said, running a business is about your mindset. And yes, as you can hear, my mindset has always been rather crappy. And yeah, consistency is very important, no matter how small. You have to put yourself out there, even if you look like a fool. And I was always too worried about what people would think of me. Like, listen, let me tell you, listening to the wrong voices while trying to start up a business or even running the business will be your downfall. Do not listen to everything that everyone has to say, even yourself, right? You have to do what you know in your gut, which is the Holy Spirit telling you what to do. You have to do what feels the most right. And my other problem was that every time I knew I had to do something, I would always go and call up someone and be like, do you think I should do this? Or I'll go on YouTube and be like, is this the right way to do this? And of course, all the things that everyone says will not align with what I've been called to do. So I'll start questioning God for the idea he's given me rather than following what I've been told to do and actually do it and be obedient. And that is how I'll get stuck in a cycle of not showing up, not being consistent, beating myself up for things I don't have control over. And yeah, do not listen to everything that is online, okay? And something that is really important, has become really important for me in my business, is listening to what God has to say about what I'm doing, right? And you have to have that anchor that will bring you back down when everything is messy, right? Not your friends, not your family, not your child, because sometimes even the dream, the passion that you have will not do it. But when you have that one true anchor, for me it's God. When you have that one true anchor that will always check you, it will be quick to check you whenever you've done something that is not what he wanted. When you have that one anchor, okay, hold on to that anchor and depend only on that anchor. Because sure, your family, your friends, they want what's best for you, right? But what's best for you is them kind of questioning your value. They kind of questioning if you know what you're doing. Sometimes they're not doing it intentionally, but they don't realize that sometimes that the things that they might say won't help you. They won't help you. So unless your family member or your friend is doing that business with you, then you shouldn't be listening to somebody who is not in that struggle with you. You only listen to the person who is in the struggle with you, and to God, or to that one anchor that you have who is most important to you. Okay? So yeah, where was I? Yeah. I think that's all I want to share today. I don't want this to be like super long for the beginning. I don't want this to be super long for the beginning, for episode 1. Like, subscribe, and everything, you know, the whole shebang. Yeah. But also just let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any topics you would like me to talk about. This was just an introduction. I'm not going to make it deep and like, yeah, we're talking about deep things and like, no. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm an entrepreneur and I done messed up, and I've moved to South Africa and I'm trying again. If you want more information of that, of course I can share some more, but I'm just letting you guys know who I am, who Therese is. Oh no, I didn't share who I am and who Therese is. So for whoever doesn't know me, my name is Therese. I am a Cameroonian, born and raised. Should I say that? No, I was born, but I only stayed there for like 10 years of my life. But yeah, and then we moved to South Africa, then we moved to Kenya, and I lived in Kenya for 8 years, and I loved living in Kenya. Kenya is now my home, my like home. And then now we've relocated back to South Africa because of just being a foreigner is hard. Being a foreigner in another country, guys, it's the ghettos, it's the bundus, okay? Anyway, especially in Africa. I don't know why okay, no, I'm about to rant. Anyway, I don't know why Africans in other African countries, like, the government makes things really, really hard to be a foreigner in an African country for Africans. Ooh, that was a mouthful. But yeah. Anyway, I will share more about myself, you know, if you stay watching on my Instagram and also on my YouTube. I will share more about myself, but just so you guys know me, I am just a Cameroonian babe who loves making clothes, and who is a mental health advocate. And whatever that you'll be seeing on my Instagram will just be me sharing tips and tricks on how to cope with your mental health while running a business, and also just generally life, you know, and I will be sharing a bit of my journey with depression and anxiety, and also how that has affected my business. And yeah, so that's me. Hi. I'll see you guys on my next episode. I will share more details about that, but yeah, I hope you guys found this resourceful. It was a bit all over the place because I'm still super nervous. Like, I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on my next episode. Doodles! Bye!